Aaron, the case of a Christian mother sentenced to death for apostasy continues to get international attention. Days after Miriam Ibrahim was released from a Sudanese prison, she and her family are still stuck in the African country, trying desperately to come to the United States. George Thomas has more on why it's taking so long.
11 days after being freed from prison, why is Miriam Ibrahim, her husband and 2 children still stuck in a corner of the U.S. Embassy in Khartoum, Sudan? Tina Ramirez is with Hardwired, a group that has legal contacts with Ibrahim's case.
I think it's a good question that everybody's asking. The charges were dismissed. She was at the airport. She should have just been able to go.
On June 30th, the Christian mother was released after spending 8 months in a women's prison in Khartoum. She was sentenced to death and 100 lashes for marrying a Christian man. The court wanted her to convert to Islam. A day after her release, she and her family tried to leave for the United States, but were arrested at the airport, accused of using false papers to make the trip.
And so she was traveling outside the country on those documents, and the Sudanese government didn't recognize them. So they've charged her with falsifying documents.
The U.S. State Department says it's working to get her and her family out of the country.
We are engaging directly with Sudanese officials to secure their safe and swift departure from Sudan.
But in an earlier interview with CBN News, Ramirez said the State Department should have done more a lot sooner with this case.
Daniel had been petitioning for his wife to come here for the past 3 years since they were married, and a typical visa for a spouse will take about 6 to 9 months. So for this to have gone on for 3 years to the point where then her family was able to bring a case against her that put her in prison, it shows an extreme amount of negligence on the part of the American embassy in Khartoum.
During her imprisonment, the 27-year-old mother gave birth to a daughter while her legs were shackled.
Her doctors had advised the prison officials to let her go and deliver at the hospital, and they didn't allow her to. So she actually was chained in both legs and was not able to give birth in the normal manner.
For Ramirez and other human rights activists, this isn't just about rescuing Ibrahim. It's also about drawing attention to Sudan's harsh apostasy law.
There are other Christians that are being prosecuted under the apostasy law, which says that if you're a Muslim and you leave your faith, you become a Christian, then you can be put to death. And we want to change that law.
George Thomas, CBN News.